Here is what the spark on the number 1 cylinder looks like with the spark tester on the dark, so you can see that it's different colors. Sometimes it's bright, sometimes it's dim, but if you watch the rhythm, it does miss beats. So that's why I was suspecting the pickup coil, but it was something that was heating up causing it, because on a cold start it does not do this. We still, our engine won't run at idle, runs great going down the river, but when I put a spark tester on it, as you can see by my video, I'm getting a weak spark or no spark at times. Missing beats, so to speak. I put another coil on here, still doing the same thing. I changed the distributor module. There's the one that came on it original. One thing that can be noted is you can go get an 88 Astrovan and the module is the same. Instead of paying $100 at the dealership for one, I purchased this one at O'Reilly's for like 20 bucks. And the pickup coil is the same way. You get it for $10, $15 instead of the $50 they want. They look the same to me. Anyways, I changed the distributor module, ignition module. It's still missing. I've replaced the carburetor. I've rebuilt the carburetor. Still doing the same issue. Changed the coil. So now I'm going to change the pickup. So you got to pull the distributor to do that. And the best way of doing that is you need to line it up somehow, take good pictures, pull the cap off and everything, mark it with some fingernail polish, and pull it out. You got to pull the distributor and mark it really good. So that's where we're at now. That's what I'm going to do next. We're going to pull the distributor, mark where all your wires go, know where they go, just pull everything loose and pull it out straight. And mark it so you know where to go back. So if you need to change the timing, the manual says put it at top dead center on cylinder 1, and it should line up with the O tab here, but I'm going to try and just pull it straight and put it back where it was at. On further inspection, I don't know if this was done by the dealer or what, but we've definitely got a line already subscribed into the thing. So all we need to do is make sure we know where the rotor needs to go, which would be right there. Pull her out. But that is the coil, the ignition module right there. That came from O'Reilly's for a quarter what they want at the dealership. I do have a distributor wrench, but I have to, in order to get it, the ignition modules have to be pulled again. So I'm going to use a 9/16 ratchet wrench. I think will be the best option. Right under here, most important thing when you pull a distributor is to make sure you line the oil pump back up when you insert it. When you pull it out, you'll see that it's going to turn clockwise, just like that. And then you just come straight out with it. You're probably going to be dripping a little bit of oil, but we need to clean that up too. Here she is. It was lined up right like that. We're going to go replace that module right there. I don't know if it makes any difference on where I drive this pin out, but there's a little indentation right there, and so I'm going to mark it right. Make me a little note there. I don't think this is the right size, but it's all I can find. I'm doing this here because my workbench is all set up for my 6.5 Creedmoor I reloaded before. Maybe it's like an AR, it only goes one way, I don't know. Boy, the crud sure came out of here when I hammered that. Appears that there's some kind of bearing inside of there. I didn't know the book says to coat this in oil when you reinstall it. Okay guys, got the old module off, time to install a new one. This is a 2006 or 7, I forget. Mercruiser 3.0, but if you go to O'Reilly's, you can get the parts you need for $20-some. Look up an 88 4-cylinder Astro van. Now, you will need a 5/8 socket for this, because you must drive. I had to get a pair of needle nose pliers to peel the old one off of there before I could pry it off. I really didn't want to go bending on the magnet. It'll come with two different. This is going to go on like that, and you're going to drive it down with that. That's what's going to hold the pickup on. Okay? This little tip mark right there going to go in that little opening right there, so that it's keyed over here, and this is going to go right here. That's the socket. Make sure it's down all the way around. I don't know, it might need to tie a bit more. Remember, it's plastic, so oh man, I overhit it. Alright, I cleaned it up as good as I could. It did say you need to go get some motor oil now. It did say to pour motor oil over this. Hi guys, I've finally fixed the boat. I have rebuilt the carburetor, didn't fix the problem, changed the ignition module, didn't fix the problem, changed the pickup coil, didn't fix the problem. I still had a the carburetor was flooding actually at idle, and it was basically a no spark condition, and the way it was diagnosed was we put a spark tester from the coil and found we didn't have anything coming out of the cap. And previously all I did was check the spark on the #1 spark plug, and when the boat would warm up we would lose spark or intermittent spark or low spark, and it wasn't until we checked it coming directly off the coil that we isolated it to the rotor. Now that was the one thing I didn't change until the very end, because it looks perfectly fine to me. Yeah, it's got a little bit of corrosion, but it looks fine. What can go wrong? 2 pieces of metal. I still don't understand it. Unless the corrosion is between the 2 pieces of metal, it would run fine on a cold start, would fly down the river, but once it would warm up and you would go to idle, it would literally flood the engine out because it would have a no spark condition. So, and I bought this part over a year ago. I just couldn't get it off, and I finally had to pry it off. I was worried about tearing up the magnets, but put the new rotor on there and the boat runs great. But as you can see, that pickup coil was on its last leg, and I replaced it with a pickup coil out of a 1988 Astrovan, and runs great. The only difference I can see between the marine and the automotive, which might be an issue on down the road, is this wire is a lot longer in the automotive pickup coil. But other than that, they look identical. They go right on there. Same way with this cap. You can go buy an automotive one for $2.50 or so. So, you know, need to replace them on a tune-up periodically. I still don't understand what. It looks good to me. How can it not? I figured it would arc across there. But anyways, boat runs great. Let's go to the river.